Hello friends, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. How you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. Really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the daily series on English here on the channel, where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my opinion on it. More importantly, mate, as always, asking for yours. Reece James, deal done, transfer announced contract announced, best signing we've made this summer. We're going to read the Chelsea statement on that. And also, Nazar Kinsella's article on the Evening Standard about Chelsea's January spending after summer spending, trying to bring in this other midfielder, man. So, it's going to be a good video. Thank you for joining me, friends, and dropping a like on the video. It's a good way of showing you love me. Subscribe if you're new, only if you want to, but should you choose to do so, you're welcome to hit that sweet, sweet bell, baby. Right, let's jump into the Chelsea website. New 6-year deal for Reece James. I thought it was going to be a 6+1, but it's a 5+1. Chelsea Football Club is delighted to announce Reece James has signed a new 6-year deal. A Cobham graduate who first trained with us at the age of 6. James has emerged as one of the best young players in the game, and that's true. That is true. The aperture is very, very high. He is one of the best young players in the game. He's got skill, crossing ability, positioning, and athleticism. Mean he's a comfortable in midfield or in a back three, as well as a wing back or full back. Reece James can play anywhere. I feel like Gary Neville doing commentary like this. Ooh, and someone does a bad tackle. Having now committed to the club till 2028, Blues fans can enjoy James's prestigious talent for much, much longer. Ooh! When he agreed the new contract, Todd Boehly said, "We are thrilled to give Reece a new long-term contract at Chelsea. He is an outstanding player and a true Chelsea man." Proper Chelsea man. And we're all looking forward to watching him continue to flourish at Stamford Bridge. Bedad and Jose, representing Clearlake, have said, "Reece is a very special footballer." I agree, chaps. And one we love having at Chelsea under our ownership. His blend of physical and technical ability is a huge asset to our team and now for many years to come. And Reece himself had this to say: "I'm over the moon with my new contract, and I'm thankful to the fans, the new ownership, and anyone involved with the club. I cannot wait to see what the future holds, and I am sure we will have a chance of winning many trophies. I grew up supporting this club. I've been here since I was a 6-year-old. I put pen to paper on a new deal because this is the club I want to be at. I'd like to say a special thanks to the fans, as I'm here to stay." Oh, he's here to stay. "And we will have a bright future ahead of us." Yeah, incredible. It goes on a little bit to basically talk about James a little bit more, his versatility, etc. Very, very exciting, man. I'm gassed about this. I am also going to turn my studio light down just a touch, so sit tight, because I kind of looked far too bright. Oh, there you go. Order has been restored. Oh, aperture back up. I'm just trying, dude. I do have a bit of a tan, and this friggin' light is doing me so dirty. It's making me look like a pale, mythical warden. Don't pass through the gates. Anyway, Reece James, absolutely delighted. Real Madrid fans, mudded. Stuff you love to see. All over social media, whether it's Chelsea, Reece James, you always get the Madridistas, or whatever they're called. "Come to Real Madrid, the Bernabeu, we want you." Man City wanted him. No one's getting him. He's a Chelsea boy. Many of you guys think he should be a future captain. I'm a little bit on the fence on that still. I think he's like, one of our best players. But I just don't think he's necessarily this like communicator and like represent. Maybe I'm a little bit old school. Like, I like your John Terrys, these people off the pitch that represent the club and talk for Chelsea on behalf of Chelsea Football Club. And I kind of lean a little bit more into Mason Mount in terms of having the ability to do that. Because Reece James does all this talking on the pitch, which is fine and it might work out, but that's just my opinion. I love them both, of course, and I do want. Now, Fofana, young guy. I mean, I did spoke about it in yesterday's video. Now, Fofana signed a long-term deal. Bria, Reece James, Mason Mount will follow. If you're yet to go actually and watch yesterday's upload, go check it out. It's a good insight into our future with long-term deals and how the new ownership are structuring moving forwards, because they've also, not sacked, parted ways with Scott McLaughlin, the head of scouting, and that's a real big deal when I talk about a director of football and stuff, so go check out yesterday's video. Let's move on though. Right, Nazar Kinsella of the Evening Standard writing this article published today. Chelsea decide on January transfer priority with spending to continue, ladies and gentlemen. War. Chelsea's new owners are ready to keep spending in January as they target a new midfielder. It emerged over the weekend that the Blues failed with a £50 million bid for Southampton's Romeo Lavia after missing out on Ajax's Edson Alvarez. On a frantic deadline day, Chelsea made a £40 million move for Alvarez, and they are set to revisit their search for a midfielder in January, with the Mexico international thought to be their preferred option. Of course, the Lavia story came out after the deadline closed. They bought him from Man City, Southampton for not very much money. They would have made an astronomical profit with 50 million, but they still turned it down. Man City apparently and reportedly also have a buyback clause on Lavia for 40 million, but Chelsea put in a 50 million bid. So, if they were like, oh, we don't want Chelsea to have him and we'll play him, technically they could come in and trigger the buyback clause should he want to go back and sign for them. So that's interesting. Chelsea went in hard, so make no bones about it. Dennis Zakaria loan is a panic buy or a panic loan, whether he'd have to do very well to trigger or to get Chelsea to trigger a purchase clause if there is indeed one. I think there is for like 30 or 40 million. There is an opportunity there in the midfield for Zakaria though, because Chelsea have got this problem with the injuries of Kante and Kovacic, and just Jorginho not looking great recently, is he? The beginning of the season. Granted, we're not playing in a way conducive to make him look good, but still, despite all that, Jorginho is not having the best time. Alvarez, of course, the £40 million bid for the Ajax midfielder, the Mexican international. He tried to force a move. He refused to train. He said to Ajax, how come Anthony and Martinez get their dream moves? Anthony went on strike and got his move to Man United. Excuse me. He said, why can't, why am I not allowed? Granted, it was deadline day, so Ajax wouldn't have been able to get a replacement. I kind of do have sympathy for Ajax, but yeah, Alvarez really, really wanted a move to Chelsea. Alvarez told Ajax last week that he wanted the move to Stamford Bridge, writes Nazar here, but the Dutch club were adamant he was not for sale so late in the window. As well as seeing moves for Alvarez and Lavia rejected, Chelsea also made a late approach for PSV Eindhoven midfielder Ibrahim Sangare. Of course, we spoke about this as well on the channel. And yeah, it was another sort of priority target before Chelsea got the Sangare loan. Chelsea spent £273 million. That number again, £273 million in the summer transfer window. And did bring in Juventus midfielder Dennis Zakaria on loan on deadline day. So that obviously is on top of the 273. Should Chelsea have got their midfielder, they would have spent comfortably over £300 million sterling. That, my friends, is a lot of peas for one summer transfer window. The new owners, Todd, Boehly and Clearlake, they want to strengthen the area, and they want to strengthen further in January. They want to get a director of football in. Again, yesterday's video we spoke about this before January. They're also working on a deal to sign 19-year-old Dynamo Moscow attacking midfielder Arsen Zakaria, and of course we've spoken about this lad before. Chelsea targeted Zakarian during the summer, but decided the deal was impossible due to the sanctions from the West on Russia. Of course, Russian player, because of the invasion of Ukraine. The ongoing invasion of Ukraine has made it so hard to sign Russian players, limiting the ability to pay transfer fees or the player to move between countries. That's quite interesting. Because we've sort of, because the West have tried to economically sanction Russia, they, giving them millions of pounds for footballers is, goes against that, I suppose. Chelsea are willing to work on solutions over the next few months to see Zakarian arrive for his £12.6 million release clause. So he's 19 years old, and it's £12.6 million for a release clause. But many of you might have seen some of these compilations of Zakarian playing, people saying he looks a little bit like Kevin De Bruyne in terms of long balls playing forward, getting in there, exploding into the box, whatnot. It is quite exciting. Denis Zakaria did join on a season-long loan from Juventus with an option to buy included for £26 million. There you go. So it's 30 million euros, £26 million. But the Switzerland international has only been given a squad role and is up against it to convince Thomas Tuchel to make his move permanent. Again, you compare the situation with, is he going to do a Mateo Kovacic or is he going to do a Sal Niguez? Or is he going to do something in the middle? Who knows? The clamour for new midfielders at Chelsea comes with N'Golo Kante and Jorginho having less than a year left on their current contracts. There are concerns of whether Jorginho is running down his deal to move back to Italy, despite insistence saying that he's ready to renew his contract. And by the way, his agent as well. Though his agent always says, yeah, he loves Italy, he'll go back. Every now and again, his agent says, extending at Chelsea is a priority because they know that Premier League money, if they can get a good contract, like, Jorginho joined in 2018 and we gave him a contract that represents a decent Napoli player. But since then, he's won, the Champions League, the Euros. Do you know what I mean? So his agent would be like, give us good money, even though he's post 30. He's been quite unlucky with his story arc, like his contract arc, in terms of demanding the best and optimised money. If he's just a couple of years younger, he probably could have got a sweet new long-term deal on silly money. So, but hey, it's hard to have sympathy for millionaire footballers. So a lot of people won't mind too much at this point now with Jorginho's form, maybe, and age to and the way we're looking to change how we play in the Premier League. Maybe Jorginho's time is done, despite him having a good career at Chelsea. Meanwhile, Kante is out of a hamstring injury, and there's concerns about his ability to overcome increasingly chronic fitness issues. Tuchel has asked the France World Cup winner to compromise on terms as the club's second highest payer. That's interesting. To say, look, don't accept as much money as we're paying you, or we're going to give you a new contract maybe with less money. Boehly and Clearlake remain incredibly active doing business, having outlined the broad terms for Reece James to sign his contract. There you go, he's done that. The contract still needs to be, we've already spoken about Reece James's new deal. It's estimated £250,000 a week, which would make him the most highest paid defender in Chelsea's history. But I tell you what, in the modern age of what footballers are getting now, in terms of the revenue of the clubs increasing, and in terms of defensively and offensively, and what Reece James represents as a club asset, a Chelsea boy, a young player, he's absolutely worth the money. He's the best right wing back in the world. If he was at Real Madrid, they'll be giving him an extra 100k a week on that. They give him 350k a week. So the fact how he's on 250k a week, that in 6 years' time, will look like, absolutely worth paying. Interesting though, just finally on the midfielder, this Arsene Zakarian, I believe, is a really exciting young prospect. He's 19 years old. He was recently interviewed, I think we spoke about it maybe yesterday, I can't remember, about when he's like, yeah, of course I accepted the Chelsea deal, but we couldn't get done over the line. So hopefully he joins in January. And but yeah, Denis Zakaria, man, he'll do very well to get into the squad. But why not? He's tall, he's big. He did have good times at Borussia Mönchengladbach. Not great at Juventus. Maybe Tuchel can bring that out of him again. Mate, while we can't sign another midfielder, there is an opportunity for him here. Denis Zakaria. Jesus Christ, they've all got the same bloody name. Zakaria, not Zakarian. Dennis Zakaria has an opportunity to fight his way into this midfield because of how soft we've been recently on transition. He's big and he's strong. He's defensive. He likes to play the ball forward. Mate, show us you can do it. Settle in. Do it in the Premier League. Who knows? Anything can happen. The £26 million release buyout clause or buy clause, whatever, will look like a snip if you can get into this midfield. What do you think? Comment down below, mate. Drop a like. Subscribe if you want to. Hit the sweet, sweet bell, man. Keep it locked. And I will see you very, very soon.